Hey everyone, Aaron Zamzo from Fire Rescue Fitness. Today I got a great formula for you that will help you be a more resilient first responder. Stay tuned. To be a more resilient first responder, you need to care. C.A.R.E. Now, before I get into what all those letters really stand for, let's talk a little bit about what is resilience. It's a term I think that's been thrown around a lot, and different people in different situations maybe have different meanings to it, but what we're really referring to here is the person's ability to withstand, adapt to, and recover from adversity and stressful situations. Our job, lack of sleep. We have a lot of different situations that are stressful to us, calls, sometimes even within the department, within our crews, there's some stress between relationships. Now you add, of course, the stress outside of the job with general life, with family, and all that can add up. Resiliency and individual resiliency really involves the behaviors, the thoughts, the actions that promote personal well-being and mental health. To be resilient, and resilient actions means dealing with all the stresses I just announced in a positive and healthy manner. Now, there are a couple different ways that our bodies deal with stress. In some cases, stress can lead to injury, stress can lead to disease, stress can lead to mental health issues. But by dealing with them in a positive manner, we can actually combat those things. So for instance, did you know that what you eat actually can either add to inflammation and stress on your body and or take away from? A lack of mobility and a lack of movement can add to inflammation and stress. High sugar can add to inflammation. And so you take a poor diet, lack of movement, the stress of the calls, and a poor diet, and all those things can really add up. Now, if you're resilient, you can combat them in a positive, healthy manner. If you're not resilient, or if you don't take actions to deal with them in a positive manner, the body's gonna decide how to deal with them. And again, that can result in disease, it can result in injury, and it can result in mental health issues. So let's talk about what are the best ways to build positive and healthy resilience. The first one is the C. Again, we mentioned caring. C, caring, stands for consistency. Whatever you do, you need to do in a manner in which you can stay consistent with it. Consistently doing workouts, consistently eating healthy, consistently dealing with the mental health side in a positive manner. Whatever you choose, you can't just do once or twice. You need to create habits that will deal with the stresses of the job and will make you more resilient. You should really create goals that focus on the habit side of things. And I think that is one of the things that we as first responders have difficulty with. Our schedules are a little bit different. We have shift work. If you're a volunteer, you have not only stresses of your normal job, you have stresses of trying to deal with the department and getting calls in. But whatever we do, we need to figure out a way to make healthy resiliency habits and figure out a way to integrate them into our everyday life. So first and foremost, you need to be consistent in dealing with the stress in a positive manner. Next is you need to be active. We talked about fitness. Now, for me and for first responders in general, what we're talking about here is to at least have 3 bouts of fitness and exercise for 30 minutes at least 3 times a week. That's the minimum of it. And within that fitness, you need to work on your mobility. You need to include full body strength because we don't isolate on the fire ground. So, going into the gym and doing chest and triceps on one day and then neglecting the rest of your body doesn't necessarily help you with the job of being a first responder. You need to include core movements. You need to make sure that you also incorporate cardiovascular exercise. I like to really push first responders to eventually get to doing intervals. Now, this is all a progression, right? If you're starting from just the couch or the recliners, you need to eventually progress into 30 minutes 3 times a week, if not some more. But take it at where you are and try to continually improve and stay active. The next part is to recover. Now, one of the things that we may come to mind when you talk about recovery is sitting in a recliner or sitting in a couch. Some people have been recovering for years. And what we refer to here is active recovery. The body actually responds and recovers faster with a little bit of blood flow and movement. Recovery can also mean yoga. It can mean meditating. It can mean just taking some deep breaths from time to time. All of these things will add to your body becoming more strong, becoming a little bit more adaptive to the stresses, not only of the job, but of life. So really focus on recovery. That also includes sleep. And I know I get a lot of eye rolls when I talk about sleep, but on shift and some days we know that sleep's not going to happen. But when you can get good sleep, you need to train your body to do that. It's called sleep hygiene. Cutting off all forms of electronics 30 minutes before bed. Keeping the temperature down, dark rooms. All of these things can add to not only sleeping better, but more efficiently and getting more from your sleep. And we have to find ways to sleep better. We have to find ways to recover better, and that includes yoga, stretching, deep breath, and even a little bit of meditation. So recover. And last, eat. You need to eat healthy. I mentioned earlier that actually stress and sugars and poor decisions in nutrition really can add to inflammation, and inflammation can lead to disease, can lead to injury, can lead to mental health issues. Food is a big part of actually helping you deal with inflammation, helping you deal with stress. Now, sometimes we go towards the high sugary foods because they make us feel better right away. But in the long run, that's actually adding to our stress. It's decreasing our body's ability to handle and be more resilient. So with nutrition, you need to stay fairly healthy with your nutritional choices. Now, I'm not saying you can't every once in a while go have a cocktail or go have that nice meal. But overall, think about when and what you add to your body and how that will help you be more resilient, how that will help you handle the stress of life and the job. Stay hydrated. Try to drink at least 80 ounces a day. New formulas are out there that say half your body weight in ounces of water. Eat real foods. The more processed foods you have in your system, the more your system gets inflamed trying to deal with them. Limit your sugar and your junk food. Start reading labels. Added sugar is now included in a lot of food labels, so you can start to see where sugars can start to creep into your diet. Actually, if you start to look at yogurts add a lot of sugar. Frozen fruits will add sugar. So start to be aware of when and where you're getting those added sugars and make some better healthy choices. Focus on healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, nuts. Put all these things together. I like to tell people, try to follow a very healthy diet at least 80% of the time. If you're trying to make progress and lose weight, make it more like 90% of the time. But if you can, plan days that you're going to cheat and then get back at it with eating healthy. Put all this together. C.A.R.E. Stay consistent, stay active, focus on sleep and recovery, and eat more healthy, and you will become a more resilient first responder. You'll become a better first responder. You'll have a better mood, you'll have better health, and you'll be able to better serve your family and the community.